All right, let's see here. All right, let's see, is this thing working? All right, let's see. Do I got video out there? We got anybody out there? All right. Let's see. Looks like we got some video. Looks like the chat's going to be a little bit light, but that's all right. All right, I'm on a pretty tight turn here. I'm going to try to get this SpecFive Relay installed on the barn. We're going to try to do it before 7 o'clock. All right, let's see what I've got here. Let me show you guys what I'm dealing with. Let's see. I'll be curious to find out how this works. Might be jumping around a little, but is what it is. All right, let's see. Well, here is the SpecFive Relay that I'm going to be installing. But for the most part put together. I'm going to be putting it on, let's see, this here antenna mount, and I'm going to be putting it up there. So that's the plan. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get switched back. There we go. All right. So, like I said, I had started to put this thing together in the house. Together, some goats, because they didn't get out today. They're not happy about it. All right, let's see here. I need to finish getting this thing put together. And really, all I need to do is get this antenna in place and tighten down. And plug the thing in. I've already charged it. I've maxed out the charging. Let me give you guys a peek at what this looks like here. Let's see. So there are a couple, there's a couple of grooves on that antenna. See if you guys can see that. I think you can. There's a couple of grooves. Really, the idea is to find the glass and tighten it down. And then, of course, connect the coax. So this has got an end connector on it. This relay comes with this piece of coax right there. So no issues there. Let me go ahead and spin this back around. So that's what I'm going to do real quick. And real quick is feels like a relative term right now. All right, let's see. Let's pull that off for just a second. I think it'll be handy. Is anybody out there yet? Let's see. Do we have anybody out there? No, it looks like I'm all by myself. That's just fine. This is quite the experiment here. I've got a multi-camera setup that I'm running in a remote fashion at my barn. I just wanted to see if I could make this happen, if this would work. Let's see what I need here. I think what size that is. Let's see. Oh, this thing might be metric. I think it's gonna be metric. I don't think I've got a small metric socket. Let's see, what have I got here? It's about a 10 millimeter. I think it is 10 millimeter, and of course, I don't have anything that small in 10 millimeter. So I'm just going to have to hand tighten it out there. Hey, do we get, looks like maybe we have people that tried to join the stream. I don't know if they stayed out there. I have no idea what the quality of this stream looks like. Looks like I've got some buffering going on. Looks like I'm back. I'm going to bend, I'm going to flatten out those teeth. Let's loosen this a little bit. The teeth on that are a little bit out. Yeah, that was better. Okay. Now let's try to get these tightened up. And there's just a couple of 10 millimeter bolts in here that I'm on this U-bolt. 10 millimeter nuts on this. Okay, that is gripping that. Boy, oh boy, I don't have a 10. These are all SAE. I don't have any wrenches, I don't think. Yeah, I'm not going to cut it. This is 10 millimeter. There's no way I'm getting that in there. All right, let me grab some pliers real quick. keep a few tools in the gator here. And we're going to see if I've got something. Nothing. Got a crescent wrench. That should get it done. This should get it done. So I'm going to be setting up this relay as a ranch-only mesh network, or in support of a ranch-only mesh network. So I happen to be in Wise County, Texas, and we've got an outstanding mesh network around here that spans quite a distance, a number of counties, and those are Texas-sized counties, mind you. Let's see, that's not bad. Get just a little more on there, but this is not to join those counties or to join that mesh. This is going to be in support of a ranch mesh. Let's see, am I still working there? Looks like I'm still working. Hey, looks like I got a few people out there chatting. Nice to see you folks. Sorry, I'm not in a great position here to see the chat. Let's see, I do see Eric out there. Hey man, thanks. Who else we got out there? Is that Izzo out there? Hey Izzo. Alright, so I've got that U-bolt tightened up fairly well. Gonna get this end connector tightened on this coax. Okay. Tighten that up pretty well. And I just make sure that this is tight here as well. I'm not cranking it down. I'm not getting crazy here. Just want it to be tight. Okay. Excellent. Let's give you guys a view what this looks like here. I'll do a quick camera swap. I say quick. There we go. So here's what we've got. I've got that U-bolt. So you can see the U-bolt, couple of bolts, or the nuts that hold that down. Got my N-type connector there on my 8 dBi 915 megahertz antenna. So that's all pretty good there. I'm going to tape those up before I'm all done. Alright, let's see here. Let's open this thing up though. Let's see, do I got a screwdriver handy here? I sure do. So as I was saying, this is going to support my ranch-only mesh network. And so I've got this configured differently than the local Meshtastic network. Let's see if I can do this without popping these screws out and losing them. That'd be a bonus. All right. And here's what we got inside this little bugger. There's a couple 18 650s in there. You got the rack, highly efficient Meshtastic radio. You can see where the solar panel comes in and plugs in to the unit. That's what's going to provide the power. And the batteries are currently not connected, so I'm going to go ahead and connect them right now. I'm just going to plug that in. Let me set you guys down for a second. I guess that's in there. All right. So I've got that plugged in now. I want to make sure all my antenna wires and such are out of the way. And I'll tell you what, before I get too far here, let's see if I'm just checking here to see if I can see if this thing pops up. I've got another radio here that I'm connected to that is configured with my ranch network settings, and I just want to make sure I can see that before I tighten up all the screws. Let's see here. Looks like I got some other chatters out here. Hey folks. Yeah, I'm going to have to make the font a little bit bigger on that so that I can actually read it. Okay, it looks like we're in good shape. Let's see if I can put these screws in here without dumping something. Losing a screw or dumping something. Okay, just 4 screws here on this weather tight box. Has a little gasket. You guys have seen these similar type project boxes. It's got a little gasket that runs along the inside a groove that mates up to the end of the box. All right, so I think that's in pretty good shape. What am I going to do with all this? Let's see. I gotta find some way to tuck this in somewhere. This looks like a job for a zip tie. Let's see if I've got, did I bring some zip ties down? It surely looks like I didn't. Alright, I might have some in here though. Let me just check. I don't look like I do. Alright, that'll give me an opportunity to maybe pull this thing back down once I get it set and I can dress it up. Make sure everything's working the way I want it to. Alright, so I've got that in place. I'm going to go ahead and put some tape on these connectors here. Put some tape on the coax and move this down so you guys may have a chance of seeing this. I'm just going to start at the bottom. What I like to do is I like to use a colored piece of or colored electrical tape, because I'll come back over this with some coax seal And that coax seal is black. And so when I've got a different color tape underneath, I can just be sure if I can't see that color on the other side of the coax seal, and I know I've got it all covered up. I'm just wrapping this from the bottom up so that any water that does drip down, I've got my seams of the tape, if you will, going downward so water can't get in. Pretty good. That seems like it. It's just the way he's done it. Okay, I'm going to pull that a little tight. Then I'll come back with some coax seal. You can see, right, the seam is on the lower side, so when the water hits it and runs down, it's not going to get into the tape. That's that guy. Let me put just a little bit here. This is just some 3M electrical tape. Sticks pretty good, holds up to the weather pretty good, it's UV rated. Just a little extra protection, why not? Alright, how am I doing here? 6:30, alright, so I got 30 minutes. We're going to try to get this done before Jason starts his stream. Alright, so this guy is pretty much done. I'm gonna, this does have an adjustment on it. I'm just gonna put it down at the, I guess it's the closest thing to a 45-degree angle. It should be fine for our latitude. And then the orientation of this is gonna be, it's gonna be up on the barn, and I'm gonna be pointing it south, which will be like that. So I need to get my antenna, connector. Let's see here, let me get back to where my antenna mast. Let's see, where in the heck did I go? There we go. Let's turn that back around. Do the turn, there we go. All right. So let me set this guy aside. Pull the front. Let's see what this thing looks like. It's pretty beefy. That's pretty nice. Let's see. So I've got one straight piece. One straight piece, one bent piece. How do these things go together? What do we got? Just got this off of Amazon. Let's see. Seems like it's fairly decent though. Hardware that comes with it looks pretty good as well. Here, let me show you guys what this looks like. There we go. All right, so I've got, here's the base of it. It's pretty sturdy. It's got a nice powder coat on it. We can get an angle coming off of the barn and then get a little bit of height. I really thought this had another section. I tried one of those, I don't know if you guys have seen this in your area yet. Oh, it's the hardware. Decent looking hardware. But, get this flipped back. In our area now, we can choose to have stuff delivered overnight. So, I think it's like a 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. window. So I chose to buy this yesterday morning. Is that right? Yeah, yesterday morning. And I said, yeah, I want it delivered by 8 a.m. I think, hey, that's pretty cool. And sure enough, 8 a.m. it was here. However, it also rained almost all night. So not going to hurt this thing now. But the box was falling apart and it was kind of laying in pieces out there. Let's see. Came with this janky little wrench. Is that a 13 millimeter? Let's see. I like that they give you some sort of wrench. Yeah, it is. Especially if they're going to give you something that's metric. Alright, so we get 2 of these blue ones to put the pipes together, and then 2 of the blue ones to mount the pipe to the bracket here. So let's see. I don't know how I'm going to run this yet. I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to start with it like this. With the bend at the base. You can do it either way. Alright, let's see here. Okay, there's a square on both ends of the bracket. Sometimes they have one square, one round, because you got a square shank on your bolt. I'm going to go with this. Oh, let's see, where am I going to put that? We're going to do the short bend. Looks like I am going to have to go up at a decent height. I'm going to put it clear up on the eave. Oh, those girls are not happy that they did not get out today. Alright, let's see what we got here. So I can have it adjustable, or I can have it fixed. I'm going fixed. I don't need to be adjustable. Alright. So it rained all day here, so I had hoped to do this much earlier this morning. but that was not in the cards. It rained all day until about 5 o'clock. And so we didn't get the goats out today. They don't like to get out when it's raining. They don't like to get wet. But they're not happy. They're stuck in the barn all day. Alright, that looks good. Alright, let's see. How do they want that? Want it like that. Not sure why, but I don't think it much matters. Well, this is one of those projects where you could use 3 hands. Alright. Show you guys what I'm doing here. There we go. So you got these brackets here. I'll have these holes. I'm gonna get them all fished through. That wasn't too bad, huh? Let's see, too soon. Okay, let's get those turned. Turn. Okay. This actually isn't too bad. I'm sure they give you something like this so you don't use a ratchet and torque the thing down and kind of screw it up. All right. Let's see, I'm in the wrong camera here, aren't I? Sorry about that, guys. See if that'll turn. So that's it. It feels pretty sturdy. Got some decent height. Gonna be what, over 20 inches. I don't remember what it is. Yeah, not sure. Alright, so that is it. And then this guy, well, let's see, what kind of mounting hardware did they give me? They gave me another U bracket. And I think it's going to go like that. I think that's going to go like that. I think that's going to be the ticket. Let's see what we got in here for hardware. Okay. Another one of these little brackets that I think are supposed to bite into the to the pipe. Let's get this thing out of the way. It's got some weight to it. Let's see what's this thing doing. Here. Just trying to figure out how this thing is supposed to fit. Work. Okay. All right, that might work. Let's see. Well, I'm not sure if that's the right way to do this, but we're going to keep going with it. Trying to push this back. I got her jammed in there pretty good. There we go. See if I can get that on the pipe. Somebody's getting rambunctious in there. Let me see what's going on.
Hey. Hey.
See if that slows them down. Here, let me go ahead and swap this back around. All right. Hardware on here so I don't lose track of it. This seems like it's going to be a little awkward. Yikes. Alright, let's see. Pull this out a little further. Looks like it'll just fit, or it seems like it'll just fit. If I can get it just right. Just about there. I just don't think you gotta take that thing off. That little gripper puts me at a strange angle. That's not going to get it done without that gripper in there. All right. I guess that's also why they give you all of these old boys. I'd rather you, but I don't think it's going to fit. Yeah, that was bound to happen. That antenna is just too much of a handle. I grabbed it, so let's see. Alright, let's get that tight again. This is tight fit. All right, let's see here. How am I doing time-wise? I got to keep an eye there. I got 6 minutes. Well, I don't think I'm going to get it up on the barn, but I'm closer. I think. See, I can put that at the very top. Yeah, I think that'll work. What's that? Yeah. What's that? No, I'm gonna. I've got the stream going.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. You're fine.
I just was gonna take a shower, but I don't want to do it if I have to.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna put the. I'm not gonna get the ladder out today. So.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
All right. All right, Trina was going to spot me on the ladder if I was going up, but since we're running out of time here, well, let me just try to recap. Yeah, make sure I'm on the right camera here. Let me just try to recap. So I've got this antenna mast that I'm going to be mounting up on the eave of the barn. We're going to be using these what do you call these things? Mega hose clamps. These mega hose clamps to clamp it on here. I'll probably have to cut these down. These things are ridiculously big. Unless I can find another way to attach this, which I might look to see if I can find maybe a couple of other U-bolts. I think I'd feel better if the U-bolts were on there. But that's the idea. We're going to get that baby mounted up on the eave, and like I said, this is going to be for a network just runs here on the ranch. And so I've got a bunch of devices here around the ranch that I want to be able to communicate across the mesh, and I'll be able to share that stuff with you guys here in some subsequent videos. And then I also have something fun from SpecFive. It's called the, what do they call it? The Trace, I believe it is. It is their tracking device. So this is a little device about this big. It's a waterproof device. Put it on a dog collar or on a goat collar, which is what we're going to do. And then we're going to be able to track the goats all over the property and see where they go. So that's one of the reasons why I want to get this up so high on the eave of the barn here, so that I got good coverage over the entire ranch here, because those guys just get out and go. They go all over the place. So that's what I'm doing. That's what's coming up. And it looks like I've got 3 minutes here. So thanks for hanging out, folks. Thanks for being a guinea pig as I try to figure out this multi-streaming remote setup. I'll have to go back and watch and see how it did. Certainly love to see your comments for what worked, what didn't work. I just playing around with some different things so I can try to share some of my projects that are out and about around on the ranch. So I've got Wi-Fi, just about everywhere out here. I put a bunch of Wi-Fi antennas out, and it'd be fun to show you guys some of that. So trying to get this figured out. But thanks for hanging out. Make sure you head over to Jason Ham Radio 2.0 stream, and yeah, I'll either finish this up as a video, or we'll see if this happened to go okay, or maybe if it didn't and I can learn a few things, I'll try to do it again and maybe finish it up. So thanks for hanging out, folks, and like I said, head over to see Jason's stream, And we'll see you again, folks. 7-3.